Hey everybody, my name is Zaxon Miles. I play drums in the band Biting Bullets. And I'm just going to do a video that kind of talks about the balance of life and being in a band. So a lot of it revolves around your calendar, revolves around scheduling, organizing your events, things of that nature. So I guess the first starting point of this is you'd have to know when your shows are. You'd have to know how you're getting to your shows. I'd recommend utilizing rides from family, rides from friends, public transportation, flights, buses, whatever gets you there. In my case, I live in a different state than my band. My band lives in Colorado. I live in California. So myself, I take a lot of public transit, like the BART train, which is kind of like a subway train that runs through the city from Oakland to San Francisco. I then head to the airport through the BART system, and I usually find myself flying out to Denver, and we do shows all over that area, kind of the metropolitan area with Denver, Colorado Springs. We have a show coming up in Fort Collins. But yeah, all of that kind of revolves around your calendar organization. So definitely living by the calendar, keeping a strict schedule, planning your events, knowing how to organize everything in that type of way. It's not always easy. I do find myself sometimes, with some scheduling conflicts. I find myself trying to balance when I can go do shows. Sometimes I have to turn down a show, sometimes I have to move practice, but yeah, you just have to use your calendar, write things down, figure out when you can do which things. For some things that are band related, you don't have to travel very far at all. And sometimes you have to travel really far to do band things. It just depends on what it is. But keep in mind, whether you're traveling far or not far at all, the calendar is definitely the best tool that I implement to organize all of those kinds of plans. And I just wanted to briefly go over the traveling again. Make sure you get plenty of rest. Traveling can be exhausting, and especially if you have to fly a lot like I do, because I live in a different state than my band. So when we have shows, I usually have to fly out there to practice, and then I'm usually in car rides for quite a bit of the trip just to get to venues and transporting drums and things like that. So yeah, use public transportation, book your flights, make sure you're planning enough time to where you can get rest whenever you're leaving for flights, and whenever you get back, make sure that you schedule enough time off of work to where you can get rested, because sometimes flights can get in pretty late, or you'll have to get up super early to catch your flights. So keep that in mind when you're making your travel plans. So there's a lot of strategies for practicing. When it comes to drums, you just have to try to practice as often as you can, anywhere that you can. Take advantage of any opportunities that come available to you. In my case, I don't live anywhere that I can play drums, so right now I'm on the rooftop deck of the apartment building I live in. I just brought out a practice pad. It's a nice day out here, so sometimes I'll just sit up here and just practice some chops, practice some paradiddles. Anyway, I'm sure you get the point. Rooftop practice if you can. If you live in an apartment, just go somewhere outside with your practice stuff. Sometimes I will also go and rent a space, and I have to pack some drums there. Sometimes there's already a drum kit there, but look into that if you're ever looking for a place to play drums or practice something loud. There's places that you can go to, pay a little bit of money, and they'll let you get loud and play your instruments in their space. So it's another resource that you can utilize. I've gone over a lot of calendar stuff, scheduling stuff, and a lot of practice stuff, and a lot of resources for practicing, and a lot of strategies for that. Next, I'll kind of get into a little bit of something that I have to go through, which is writing. I use a MIDI controller and program drums over guitar riffs that my guitar player sends me, and sometimes I'll write lyrics, sometimes I'll do artwork for the band, whatever kind of ideas that you can draw inspiration from. You kind of use all of your good ideas that you could capture to try to make music, try to write songs. For me, I try to write drums, program drums, and that's kind of how I do it, is I write a lot of stuff in MIDI, and then we practice it live and kind of make changes from there. And the program that I've been using is Logic. Logic has been pretty reliable for me. It's really compatible with everything that I need as far as like a MIDI controller for hardware or software, such as like plugins. I use Get Good Drums for drum tones and stuff like that. So yeah, Logic is really good for writing. It works for us as a band. Cool, so we write music, we practice, we travel, we do everything that we can, and then we go and play shows. That's what our band really loves to do. So anyway, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Being in a band is a lot of fun. Playing shows with your friends is a lot of fun. That's why we do it. We love doing it. We all love music. I work 2 jobs. I go to school. I have life events happen, and you just have to plan around them, schedule around them, be committed enough, realize that there's never an ideal time to do anything. You just have to operate from that non-ideal place, and all of our band members manage to do that, and yeah, I don't see us ever stopping. And that's about all I've got. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you can relate to something if you made it all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate you watching. And yeah, leave me any feedback. I'd love to hear it. Thank you.